Hello and welcome to my Chewbacca variant video. I pulled the different ones that I have in my collection out over on the left. I have the Cater Factory from Hong Kong, the Smile Factory, the Unoy Factory, Universal Manufacturers, PVP in Spain, and LYLE from Mexico. So we're going to go over the different variants I have, and of course there are way more variants than what you see here, but we'll go over these ones in pretty good detail. Okay, so we'll start with the Cater Factory Chewbaccas. And these are all from the same factory, but you can see the different colors of plastic. This one here, a little bit different shade of brown on the arms and legs and on the torso. The torso is a little bit more of a darker brown. This one has a dark brown torso with lighter brown limbs, and this one has a lighter brown torso, darker brown limbs. And bring you in a little bit closer and show you the eyes. So the eyes are painted a little bit differently. The one all the way to the left of the screen, the eyes are bigger than the one in the center or the one to the right. So there's some pretty cool variants here. And we'll take a look at the back of the figure next. So here's another good look at the Cater figures. And I'm gonna get you in a little bit closer to see the country of origin stamps. There we go. And that's what a Cater country of origin stamp looks like. Again, you can go on variantvillain.com and see what kind of, or what factories your figures were made. But pretty cool color differences in the plastics. It looks pretty good from this angle too. The arms, the torso, the legs, all different color plastics on these. So that's Cater Factory. And next we'll take a look at the Smile Factory. And up next is Unoy. This is Unoy Factory in Hong Kong. And pretty interesting variant too. This is the only example I have from the Unoy Factory, but the torso and arms and legs are, again, different colors. Torsos are really cool, dark brown. There you get a look at the eye paint. And it's interesting how every factory had their own variants of these, but I'm sure there are a lot more Unoy variations in this one too. Then we'll have a look at the back of the figure, and there you can see, I'll bring you in, and you can see a Unoy COO, because it doesn't just say Hong Kong, it actually says made in Hong Kong, and the Unoys were the only ones that made them that way. So this one's got a little paint loss to it, it's played with a little bit. That's Unoy Factory, made in Hong Kong. These next two are made in Taiwan. The one on the right is actually the one I've had since I was a little kid in 1978. The one on the left I got as an adult, but we'll get in a little bit closer here and you can see the one on the right has a darker, a little bit glossier plastic than the one on the left. And one on the left has darker blue eyes than the one on the right. So some interesting variants just in Taiwan. The ones that say Taiwan were made in Universal Manufacturers. And they made figures during the Star Wars era and during the Return of the Jedi era. There aren't any Empire Strikes Back figures that say Taiwan on them. It's assumed that both times they were made at Universal factories, but I don't know if anybody can say that for 100% sure. But these are the Taiwan Chewbaccas. And here are the Smile Factory Chewbaccas. And right away you can see the difference between the color on the limbs and the torsos. The one on the right has a little bit darker brown torso than the one on the left, and you can see the eyes are done a lot differently. The one on the right of the screen has really dark blue eyes, a little bit bigger than the one on the left. One thing interesting about these, or about the one on the left, is how the plastic kind of degraded a little on the pouch and it turned it that green color, which is super cool. And you can see it from the back too, and that's what Smile Factory country of origin stamps look like. And then you can see again the difference in the plastics between the two figures, and then the arms and legs are different than the torso. So some interesting variants from the Smile Factory. And this is a really cool Chewbacca variant. This one is PBP from the Spanish company that made the figures for the Spanish market. They were made in Spain, and the PBPs, they look a little bit different than the Kenners. This one's a really nice dark brown and very good detail paint on the eyes. Let's see. There we go. The eyes look really nice on this one. This one's in pretty nice condition too. PBP made in Spain. And we'll get a look at the back. And here's a look at the back of the PBP Chewbacca. It looks pretty good. The paint, everything looks nice on this one. And there's the country of origin, or the no country of origin, I should say. That's what it'll look like when it's a PBP. Early on, when PBP was putting the word POC on the front of their card backs, they were importing the figures, the parts from the Asian factories and assembling and painting them in Spain. So the earlier ones will say Hong Kong, but the later ones, when they started doing the injection molding in Spain, none of those figures will have country of origin stamps. So that's PBP Chewbacca made in Spain. And last but not least, we have LYLE from Mexico. LYLE was the Mexican toy company that had the rights from Kenner to produce the toys for the Mexican market. So this was made in Mexico for the Mexican market. LYLE Chewbaccas are a darker brown plastic than most of the Kenners and have those small eyes. You can see, I'll put, here's a Kenner with really big eyes. And even some of the Kenners that have a little bit smaller eyes, they're still even smaller on the LYLE. So darker plastic, and then I'll spin it around. And that is what the back of a LYLE looks like. So there's no country of origin stamp, just the date stamp. And get a look at that brown pouch too. Almost a grayish paint to it. So the LYLE one is noticeably different from the Kenners, but that's LYLE Chewbacca made in Mexico. Okay, and here's how Chewbacca looks in the display case. Those are the Kenner variations up on the top shelf. Down below, zoom in this way, there's one really nice one I keep on the first 12 display stand. And those are the figures from the first trip to the store to get Star Wars figures in 1978. So that's one of the Chewbaccas. And there's the LYLE and PBP. So thanks for watching, and feel free to go ahead and like and subscribe. And I got a lot more videos coming out soon. Thanks a lot.